Here we go. Here we go. Here we go again. Looks like Tesla, our friend Elon Musk, and the Tesla is making a move downtown to Chinatown. It's almost down 3% as of this moment, 10:34 a.m. on Wednesday, March 1st. That is Central Standard Time. So I thought, hey, sometimes you got to roll the dice and take some chances. If we're looking at the Tesla, I wanted to see if we can't capitalize on maybe a market emotional response right here and right now. Let's take a look at what we can do. Hey man, you lose a lot of money today. Like we are here at 1.695. We went all the way down to 1.691. Hey, climbing back up. So that's good. But let's look at our friend Elon and his Tesla. He likes to put a Z in there when he says it, so I do the same. Bart, it is called Tesla. So I'm still waiting though for the Starlink, Elon, out here in the farm fields of Valparaiso, Indiana. My internet is wow, wow, wow. I will let you know soon. I will call you directly. Thanks, Elon. I appreciate your thoughtful communication. Let's trade Tesla options. We're going to go, how low can you go on the put? Because as you know, when the market is going down, or I should say when the asset, Tesla, is going down, and right there we're at minus 2.89%. Let's look at the chart again, though, just to see. I think it's going fairly sideways now. Fairly sideways after it took a little bit of a plummet here at the beginning of the day. Big candle right there down. What can we do premium wise on the Tesla? I want to look at like less than 2 weeks, no, just over 2 weeks out. So 16 days out on March 17th. And not all companies, not all stocks, not all ETFs trade weekly. Some only trade monthly, and when they only trade monthly, their expiration date is always the third Friday of the month. So that's going to be the biggest amount of movement in as far as the dollar bills that are available for trading in and out on that day is always going to be the biggest, according to my research. So we're looking out 16 days. So if we did the math, like I like to annualize these types of trades, as you've probably seen on some of the videos. So 16 days out, right? So let's get the beep, boop, boop. Let's get the abacus over here. There's 365 days in a year divided by 16. That would equal 22.8. So let's just round it down. Okay, so that means this trade theoretically could be made 22 times a year, but let's just roll it down to, let's say, 1.5 times a month. So that'll be conservative. So if you were to look at 12 months in a year times 1.5, Bart, I could do that math in my head. I don't need an abacus. So that's 18 times a year. So let's use that number for this trade, okay? In fact, let's do the math before we make the trade. So I was going to look very conservative, like at a 10 delta or 90% probability of the profit. So if we go down here, let's look at 165, okay? The 165 strike. So what that would mean is I'd put up 100 shares, or I would be obligated. Quit stumbling on your words. There's 10 things going on in my head. What's new? So I would be obligated to buy 100 shares at $165 a share, and Tesla is currently at just under 200. So according to the R2D2 algorithms, that would be only about a 10% chance that this trade would go down from 199 all the way down to 165, which then would mean I would buy those shares for $16,500 that are currently trading at right around 20,000 for 100 shares. So it's an 88% chance of profit according to those robots over on the Robinhood. And this delta, basically what that means though is for every dollar that this stock moves, this particular option would move 10 cents. Okay, so that's what it actually means. I look at it as probability though of assignment. So 10% chance to be assigned, but you can see why the premiums are so high is this implied volatility. So the market says this is risky. It could be moving either way with implied volatility of 76%. Okay, so that basically means this thing's moving one way or the other, whether you like it or not. So some of those companies that are, the blue chips, Johnson and Johnson, Procter and Gamble, those types of companies have very low volatility. So that also means very low premium, but the risk is low as well. So if we're looking at this, you see this number's already gone down because the stock continues to go down. Now it's down 3.21%. So the more you talk, the more premium you make sometimes. So in this case, at $165 strike, through 16 days out, we would collect approximately $162, because again, this is $1.62 times 100. But if you do quick math on this and we take 162 and we divide it by the $165 strike price, and then we multiply this number by what we said that we can conservatively make this type of trade 18 times a year, right? That would be annualized 17.6% return on our collateral. Because in this case, we're not buying the stock at this point. Today, we're just putting up the collateral so that it's there. If this strike is reached, the stock does fall to 165, then we're going to get the bill for that. That bill will be due, and we will pay it with the money that is held in collateral. So see, the number's already changing. Part of that, of course, becomes time decay, because time keeps on slipping into the future, and time is on our side when you're the seller of these options, and then time works against you and can aggressively work against you when you are the buyer. So we're 16 days out, so there's a lot of time, is according to the options market, in between now and then. So you keep losing money the more you talk. It's down to $1.55 on this trade because is now going back up. So if we look at the candles over here, those candles are burning long before. You see we got green on the candles. So we don't know. I mean, it could go right back up to even and green today. So we don't know. It's going to be volatile today, but they do have the Tesla investors meeting later in the afternoon. And you know how Elon is. He's kind of like Barnum and Bailey. He's a real showman. So he'll probably put on a show, and that thing could easily rise back up. So if we want to collect some premium, we'll go ahead and do it right here and right now. Let's take a look at this trade. We're going to sell a put, okay? And we're going to collect a premium of approximately $1.54. What we're going to do for fun, though, is we're going to put two contracts up, and it's at a $1.53 right now. That could change at any time. It could go up, it can go down. We don't know, but we want to move on with our lives and put this $306 in our pocket. So let's take a look. Take a look at me now. We could go, let's take a look at the candles again. We could put in for an extra dollar bill just for fun. So it's already automatically switched for me to $1.54. Let's see if we can't fill that. And we did, because the bid and ask is always real tight on Tesla because there's so much trading that goes on. So you see where the bid and ask is right here, 154 and 156. And we were able to collect $308 right here. That goes automatically into our pockets, but we had to cough up $33,000 in collateral that will be held through this date or until we close out or roll that option. So we'll keep an eye on that trade. There's $308 bills into the pocketbook to help pay for that stay at the Peabody in Memphis, Tennessee. Not to mention, I haven't even talked about the hotel bill from Nashville, Tennessee, where we stayed at the Hilton, which was just one block from the world-renowned and world-famous Broadway, where all the honky-tonks are. So we got that trade going for us. Thanks for tuning in. If you are not already yet a subscriber, please do so, because how are we supposed to establish our friendship, we're becoming best friends in stocks, options, and dividends. And we really can't do that without proper communication. That's what my wife always tells me. We got to communicate. Well, we do. We communicate all the time. I mean, most people that know us are like, how can you guys spend so much time together and still like it? It'll be in a book that I will be writing soon. So there we have it for this trade. Comment, like, subscribe, share it with a lovable friend, and we'll see you in the next video.